YouTube. Can men and women be just friends? That's something that I feel like is a yes, is a definite yes, because I have friends that are males and they're just friends. And I'm not talking about, excuse me, oh, let's be friends after a relationship didn't work out. I mean, I'm talking about just friends. You've never went there. You kind of look at that person as family. Can men and women just be friends at that point? Speaking from a female's perspective, yeah. And I'm only saying it because I'm living it. Like, I have friends who are male and we are only friends. We've never went there with each other. But men, on the other hand, I've know several men who are like, hell no, I'm not going to be her friend. For what? Why would I be her friend? Like, why do I want a female friend? Why not? I feel like when you put sex into the equation of things, it changes the whole dynamic of a relationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it. When you put sex in it, your whole friendship is changed by that. Why would you want to ruin that? If you got a good thing going, why would you want to ruin that? Like, and I guess I can't even say necessarily ruin it, because it may make it better. It may build and grow and blossom into a full-fledged relationship. But if you know that that person is just your friend and you're not looking for anything more and they're not looking for anything more, you guys are dating other people, like you're not even thinking about each other. I couldn't. I would say that sex would ruin that. If you guys really just see yourself as genuine friends, sex would ruin that. But men, on the other hand, some men do just have female friends. I've heard it before. I've known a couple men who have just had female friends. They've made sexual innuendos about them female friends. But all in all, that was just their friend. They're like, oh, that's fam, that's my girl. Like, I don't look at her like that. And I'm like, it's possible. I feel like our mind and the way we have been conditioned to think, it makes it it makes us feel like it is impossible. Because hell, most people be like, oh, she got a pussy, I got a dick, bam, we need to get together. Mm-mm. How about she has a great business mind and I have a great business mind? We need to come together mentally on that plane. How about that? And other people are like, oh, nope, you got a pussy, I got a dick, he got a dick, I got a pussy, we got to get it, let's get this show on the road. No. And to each his own. However you feel, that's how you feel, that's great. Some people say they've dated and it didn't work out, but now they're really good friends, and I mean, there's no sex in it at all. That's great too. But I'm talking about just friends. Like, we ain't never dated, we ain't never slept together. We're just friends, just genuine friends. Is that possible? Share your mind with me in the comments below. Let me know if that's something that you are experiencing now, or do you find it, okay, I feel like it's better when we've dated and now we're friends, because we know that we're not going to double back on no shit. Like, I've heard people say that, well, I'd rather date him and then be his friend, because if I dated him and it didn't work, I'm not going to double back on it, as opposed to, okay, she's living years and years and years wondering, okay, what is it like to be with him? Then that's really not just your friend at that point. I don't know. I feel like when you have a friend, it's just, you can think of that person as family. You don't have to, you're not even thinking about them in no kind of sexual manner at all. Like, yeah, when you have a friend, it's just like, okay, that's my boy, that's my dog, that's my homie, you know. But like I said again, some people feel like it's safer if they've dated them and now they're like, nah, it just didn't work, and I know I'm never gonna double back because it didn't work the first time. There's nothing that I'm looking for because he is my ex, but he just so happens to be my quote unquote friend. There's nothing I'm looking for because I know him, I know how he is. People feel like it's safer to go that route. I feel like either route is safe because you have a mind of your own. You make up your own mind. If you want to sleep with that person, okay, so be it. If you don't, so be it. I feel like it's always good to just have that type of friend. That type of friend where you ain't went there with. That type of friend that's going to give you the realness and everything. Because again, I feel like when you have sex with somebody, it changes shit. It changes the dynamics. It changes the schematics of things. Like, it shit ain't the same. It'll never be the same. But I feel like when you have that friend that you can go to, you can call on when, when shit's going good and when shit's going bad in your life. And they're not going to give you fucked up advice. Their opinion is not really biased because they're just giving you the genuine, the genuine truth from their aspect of it, from their point of seeing it. And I can respect that. I feel like we can be, do, or have anything that we want. So if you want to have female friends and you're a male and you don't want to sleep with them, you can do that. We conquer our own mind. Your mind, you're the master of everything. You conquer your mind. You conquer your thoughts. I mean, sometimes, it may be trying ass thoughts, but you can conquer that. You can shut that down and be like, no, I don't want to sleep with her. I don't want to ruin that because I really like her. She's a good woman. Whatever the case may be that you don't want to sleep with that person. Hey, I just want to keep her as my friend because she has a good head on her shoulders. Or even vice versa. Women like, no, I don't want to sleep with him because, he's a good dude and he has a good business mind. Or he's just a all around good dude that I see like as a family member. You don't want to ruin anything good that you have going on in your life. And sometimes sex makes it worse. Sometimes sex makes it better. I feel like sex makes it worse when you're not in a relationship. Because say like you just get together and you have sex and now you thinking, well, from a woman's point of view, it's like, okay, are we going somewhere? Or like, what was that? Is this something that's going to keep happening? And a man could just be like, shit, I'm deuces. I only need to know what their pussy like. So one time is fine with me, like Drake said. And I feel like before you go anywhere, especially sexually with somebody, you need to make sure that you're on the same page. Period, point blank. If you're not on the same page and you're not even in the same book, shit is going to be fucked up. Period. Shit's gonna be fucked up. And you don't want that. Like I said in my last videos, I think my body is sacred. Like I'm not just handing out pussy to any Tom, Dick, or Joe, or Harry, or just anybody that, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck. Anybody that's just telling me how they truly feel. Okay, that's fine, you feel like that, but I need to be stimulated mentally. And I feel like as we get older, mental stimulation is so much more important because that's a turn on. We can hold a conversation. He knows how to have a conversation. He knows how to talk. He knows how to communicate, not just in a sexual manner. He knows how to communicate. He can put words together very well. He's well spoken. Like, stimulate me in that aspect. And then, all else is hell. Shit, we can have a free-for-all. But stimulate me mentally. And we can go somewhere. A lot of people feel like that. Like, let me fuck your mind before I fuck you physically. And to me, that is a turn on. Not like in a sense like, let me fuck your mind up, but let me penetrate your mind. Let me get in your head. And see what type of person you are. What kind of morals you have. If you set goals. Do you have values? Are you family oriented? What's your work ethic like? Like, let's get inside your mind. How do you come up to, how logical are you? Like, how do you reason with things? How do you think things through? Let's go there first before we go to the bed. Because if you're there, with all the things that I just mentioned, the chemistry will be out of this world. And I'm not saying you guys have to be on the same level at the same time, but if it's close and, his is rising, and then yours is rising, you guys are mentally in tune with each other, the sex is going to be freaking amazing. Given that he has all the right tools. I'm just kidding. No shade. But the sex will be amazing when you can mentally connect with somebody. I'm all for a mental connection. It just makes things better. It really does. And I've talked to people who have said the same thing. Like, when they can be mentally stimulated, it just activates every atom in my body. and shit, my hormones are pinging off the wall at that moment, because I feel like, okay, I've gotten somewhere with this person, or I get excited when I can agree with people. Not that I'm just like, oh, let's people please, because that's not cool either. You always should stand up for what you believe in. But if we're on the same page and we're vibing on the same level, or like that level is neck and neck, that just turns me on. Like I'm ready. I'm in go mode at that moment. Like it's time to go. But get to know people is what I'm saying. Get to know that person. Just straight up and down. Get to know that person. And if that's your friend, if that's truly your friend, 9 times out of 10, you won't even want to go there. You really won't, because you as an adult, I've seen how sex has ruined things. I've seen how, hell, sex will ruin a relationship, an intimate relationship. If shit ain't working out right, sex will ruin that. People will break up and then still have sex, and sex will fuck that whole thing up. Like, okay, we broke up and we talked about being friends, and then we start fucking. Now the friendship fucked up. Like, I feel like, to each his own, but if you have a friend that has just been truly a friend, leave it there. Let that be. Let that be it. If you know in your heart of hearts that you're not going nowhere with that person, or you haven't thought about that hasn't been a thought in your mind, because he's dating who he's dating and you're dating who you're dating, and we come back and we discuss that, but we never discuss one another getting together, leave it there, because that'll be your best friend for life. He or she will be your best friend for life. Leave it right there. Share your mind with me in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about men and women being just friends. Nothing else. We're not talking about after we dated, we're best friends. No. I'm talking about just best friends that have never seen you naked. Best friends that have never thought about, hell, I want to go there with that person. Or hell, if they've thought about it, they have not acted on it. Just friends. Libra Finesse here.